Cheap weighted blanket alternatives. Hi, I'm Matt from sleepinglucid.com. Weighted blankets are great and they have many health benefits, but they are quite pricey. So here's our list of the 10 inexpensive weighted blanket alternatives that you can try out. You'll want to check out our article on our website for the full list of 17 frugal alternatives, which I'll put a link to in the description for easy reference. So, did you know that you can make a weighted blanket yourself? This is where your DIY skills come in handy because, as it turns out, making a weighted blanket is quite easy if you're a crafty person. If you're not too crafty yourself, maybe you could have a friend who could help you out. Another option is making a weighted blanket with pockets. This is like a DIY blanket with a cheat code. You don't make it from scratch, so it won't take as much time. Plus, you don't have to be that good at arts and crafts either. Instead, you can buy a simple blanket and attach socks filled with lentils or rice to it. Just remember to take them off when you wash it. If making it's not your thing, you can certainly add weighted blankets to your Christmas or birthday wish list, whatever is closer. You could even get it for Mother's or Father's Day if your kids are already grown up. Weighted blankets are used heavily during therapy for people with autism. It might be a great idea to check with your local autism center. They may have an old one that they don't need, or even a surplus one that they're willing to give away. If you're using a down comforter, you can always add more woven cotton blankets or a wool one on the top to weigh it down. Another option is to get a throw or a crocheted blanket. They're typically very heavy because of their dense stitching, which means they'll have a similar effect as a weighted blanket. There's always the dog option too. This may be one of my favorite weighted blankets alternatives of all. The main reason that you will not only benefit from a warm, snuggly companion who sleeps on top of you, but you'll also be rescuing your best friend from a shelter. Not to mention that dogs are also very effectively used for therapy. Stores that are about to close down are usually very eager to sell out of all their products that they have in stock. That is why they price them very low so that they're not left with a bunch of unsold merchandise. It's worth to check them out because a weighted blanket might be among those left in stock. Checking for sales is another great option. Do some research and save all of your favorite shops and stores that sell weighted blankets. Then you want to keep an eye on them for a few weeks or even months if you're patient. You might even be lucky enough to come across a sale at one point. Alternatively, try placing a heavy object on your back or chest while you're sleeping for added weight. Make sure that it's a more comfortable item and not something with sharp edges that could hurt you. Lastly, you'll have to secure it in place to make sure it doesn't fall. In conclusion, there are many low-cost weighted blanket alternatives if you don't want to or simply don't have the budget to buy one. You could always start by making your own from scratch, or you could ask Santa to bring you one, or you can plead with a crafty friend to sew you one. However, these homemade alternatives are still not up to par with the real weighted blankets that you can find on the market, which you should be using if you have serious health issues. You may also want to check out our video about surprising weighted blanket benefits, which I'll have pop up at the end of this video. Do you know of a great weighted blanket alternative that isn't mentioned in this article? Let me know in the comments and I'd love to add it to a list on our website. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We have many more awesome videos coming out, and sleep well. We'll see you in the next video.